Hello everyone, this is Divya. Welcome to my channel Divya Beautiful Journey. In this video, we are going to start with Hannah Arendt. So let's start. A brief intro about Hannah Arendt. She enjoys a rare designation of being a political philosopher in a male dominated discipline because in a political philosophy mostly the philosophers are male. We see Plato, Aristotle, in Western political thought all are mostly male. Even in Indian political thought we see Ambedkar, Gandhi, Roy and Cottle also all are male. So she enjoys a rare designation of being a political philosopher, and she is also regarded as heterodox thinker in the sense that her political philosophy doesn't belong to any systematic philosophy. Her philosophy is not confined to any particular philosophy like liberalism, socialism. So that's why it is often described as thinking without barriers. Right, after that we'll talk about the context in which she has given her philosophy. So she was a German Jew and contemporary of Hitler. She escaped from Germany and finally got asylum in USA. We know that in Germany a lot of atrocities were being carried out on the Jews by Hitler. So she escaped from Germany and finally got asylum in USA. So in USA she analyzed this totalitarian state, and then she wrote a book called The Origins of Totalitarianism, which was published in 1951. And this book, The Origins of Totalitarianism, is considered as best book for understanding totalitarianism. Now we will discuss about what is totalitarianism according to Hannah Arendt. So she tells that totalitarianism is totalitarianism. It implies that there is no other example nor words to express the feeling of those who have undergone the totalitarianism. It can only be experienced. Like if you want to understand totalitarianism, one has to be a Jew in Germany during the time of Hitler. However, Hannah Arendt explained totalitarianism as the reign of terror of violence. She tried to explain, though it's very difficult to explain, but she tells that it's the reign of terror of violence. The characteristics of totalitarian state is that it is ruled by violence. Okay, so that's the one characteristics. After that she also tried to explain totalitarian state with the help of one comparison. So she compared totalitarian state with the authoritarian regime. In authoritarian regime violence was a means to an end, but in totalitarian state violence becomes an end in itself. So that's one difference. Apart from that, the totalitarian state not only controls action and speech, it also tries to control your soul. So that's the intensity of totalitarian state. So the foundation of totalitarian state is terror, and terror is justified by the use of ideology. So terror and ideology are the two instruments of totalitarian state. So now we will discuss about Hannah Arendt on ideology. So these two things we have to remember in totalitarianism. First is reign of terror, second is ideology, because with the help of ideology person who is committing that crime, or who is a totalitarian leader, he or she use that ideology to mobilize the people and then justify their violence in the name of that ideology, right? So now we will discuss about Hannah Arendt on ideology. So Hannah Arendt is a critique of ideology. She tells that those who give ideology claim that it is a scientific thinking, but ideology is based on myth. Ideology are misused by totalitarian leaders. She gives the example of ideology of fascism and ideology of communism. The propounder of this ideology projected it as scientific thinking. Marx claimed his theory as science called praxis. Hitler also claimed his theory of racial superiority of iron race as scientific. He based his theory on Darwin theory of struggle for existence and natural selection. So this, in this way, they tells that their theories are the ideologies which they are propounding is scientific. So Marx claimed his theory as scientific, as a praxis, and Hitler also claimed his theory of racial superiority of iron race as scientific. So he he based his theory on Darwin's theory, struggle for natural existence. So after that, so what totalitarian project? The totalitarian project, these ideology are based on some superhuman laws, and nature will proceed in accordance to these laws. As human beings, our responsibility is to carry forward the laws of nature rather than going against nature. Instead of being passive participant, we can play the active role in history. For example, if Marx fought for killing of capitalists, Hitler called for killing of Jews. They appealed masses to kill the targeted enemy in the name of some historical laws, right? So people become a part of conspiracy, it becomes easy to justify violence. Now we'll talk about what are the conditions which gave rise to totalitarianism. So there are some conditions. The first conditions are social and economic crisis. Like the most conducive environment for the growth of totalitarianism is when there is social and economic crisis, and when the stability of life is affected. At that time, when there is social and economic crisis, at that time people becomes more vulnerable, right? So there is a probability of the rise of totalitarian leader. For example, if we talk about Israel, Palestine, the war which is happening, so in this time there is a social economic crisis, so there is a strong tendency that people want the totalitarian leader who can control all the things so that they can get a better life. So that is the first reason. After that, second reason she gave, she also blames modernity responsible for the rise of totalitarianism, because in modernity what happened, political sphere got neglected, there is decline in deliberative democracy, and and bourgeois class controls the state. Animal labron have assumed importance over zone politikon. It gave rise to totalitarianism. So this is the thing. And the third most important reason she tells about totalitarianism is totalitarianism can survive only when there is superfluous masses. Superfluous masses means they are the masses that have lost their spirit of inquiry and creative imagination. She calls them crackpots. They are unable to think critically. So this is also a reason of totalitarian state, because when the masses are superfluous, what they will do, and when you will enfranchise them, right, without sense of politics, it turns into a directionless democracy, because they will turn a demagogic leader. So totalitarian is based on mobocracy. So Mill also tells, right, Mill tells that there should be democratic culture before introducing democracy. Unstable and that's the thing. After that, if we talk about what we can do so that we can prevent the totalitarian, so she tells that only when people act in responsible manner, participate in politics, they can prevent the emergence of totalitarianism. So that's all that's all from Hannah Arendt for totalitarianism. And in the end, she tells one statement: when people are atomized, a strong man arises, and he offers a story on an ideology which claims to explain everything, why people are unhappy. So this is a statement given by Hannah Arendt, right? Whenever there is people atomized, people are isolated, then there is a strong man. Any strong man arises, and he offers some story and ideology, and he tells that ideology will explain everything, and why you are unhappy and all, and then that strong man, that it gave rise to totalitarian leaders. So this is all about totalitarianism from Hannah Arendt. So that's all, guys. Stay tuned with me. We will discuss more about Hannah Arendt in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye.